Rules of MU. Rule number 1. Those who have money will always win. And the best example is our recent top up, or not top up, charm event. As you can see right now, we have a list of people. Plaka, which is a member of my alliance, with 7,978 charm points, divided by half, and you get the amount of roses he got from Smurfs, people who helped him, and whatnot. Right below him is one of the highest money spenders in our server, Drake. Now, Plaka is not known for being in the top of the leaderboard, but Drake is. And let's take a look how Drake can take the first spot. Simply, if I'll select any person in my, let's take this guy, and gift flowers. Now, as you can see, I have none. So my only option is to go over there, pay $26, and boom, I just gave somebody 12,628 charm. And I can go even further, and no, it does not exist yet. Maybe this one? Yes. You can give him 26,000, but you will pay 249 bucks for it. So those who pay always win. Rule number 2. The strongest have the final say. And what I mean by that is that if we take a look at the ranking right now, we have Drake and Max always competing at the thousands between themselves who takes the first spot. That doesn't really matter if we look at Max. Oh, damn it. Give me a second. If we take a look at Max, we have very nice stats, 450,000 to 481,000 attack. And Drake, being above him by really little, has way less. Sorry, Drake, but you are a wib. You have no clue how the game works. That's why Max beats you every time. And Max is the strongest player on the server and also the leader of my alliance. So that means if Max decides to leave my alliance and go to the opposite alliance, there is nothing left. There is no way to oppose them. So if Max says we do something, we, all the weebs who don't pay for the game, all the casuals, all the normies, just being left behind. So yeah, he's the strongest. We live in his shadow, and whatever he says, that's what matters. Rule number 3, if your alliance can't win, players will leave. So as you can see, we have won the Roland's War that happened 28 minutes ago. And what usually happens is that if we won the recent war, then when the window will open for us to recruit new players, because whoever wins Roland cannot accept new members into his alliance during the whole week until the bidding starts. Once you lose your title, it means that the window is open for recruitment. So those who hold the Roland title, the Roland Nobles, cannot accept new members into their alliance. So if your alliance will lose multiple times at the beginning, people will just migrate to the better alliance, because in the end of the day, people mostly think about themselves and not about the company they spend most of the day within the game, if they spend this time at all. But there is a limit of how much those who don't pay can allow themselves to lose, because they want to progress and nobody likes to have a foot on their throat telling them what they can and what they cannot have in the game. So it works vice versa. It's either you lose all the events. You don't win any abyssal domination events. You don't win any wars. You barely climb in the Babel Tower. You lose the Roland War, and all your alliance members eventually will abandon and go to the alliance that wins. And because we won, we can expect a lot, or not a lot, maybe 10 people migrating from BH to Revenant. Rule number 4, BP isn't everything. And as I mentioned before, Drake has a little bit BP above max, about 3000. However, Max's stats are way better. Now, I think Nignog has, look at Nignog's stats. There is a 200,000 gap between him and Drake, and Nignog is almost as good as Drake by only 50,000 gap because of the attack points. So BP is not everything, and I want to show you another thing. I'll have to sacrifice a little bit of pink diamonds for it, but it's worth for the learning. So if we will look at my character, right now I have 66,000 to 70,000 physical defense and 63 to 67 magical defense. Now I'm gonna change an item, all right, just to prove it. You just need to find one that suits the demonstration. Okay, so this one is great. As you can see, this one has higher BP than my current one. But I want to show you how those 2%, almost 2, affect my defense stats. I think I have even a better example somewhere. Oh, this one is great. So again, we have a little bit more BP, but I want to show you how big is the difference. So we are going to equip it and see the difference. So we rise in 30 BP, but we lose, and you guys need to see that. We lost almost, I think, 1,000 defense, I think, which is a lot. And there are more and more and more items that if you will equip, you will notice that the percentage is worth more than the BP points. Now, let's try something else. I believe I have something that shows it even better, because I remember myself dumping a piece. I think it was this one. Or yeah, this one is great. The gap is insane. So again, let's check our stats. 101,000 till 108. I think this one gives me offense. Yes. 101,000 till 108,000. Let's switch. We rise by 410 BP. Did our stats change? Yeah. We lost another almost 1,000 attack, which is a lot because each attack stat, a single one, is equal to 1 BP. If you lose 1,000, you basically lost 1,000 BP. So those things are small. The changes are not big, but if you combine them all together, you will see eventually how it impacts your stats. So that's why there is a big gap between Drake's stats and Max's stats. So we can move to the next rule. Rule number 5. PvP is what counts. And here's the reason why. In the end of the day, doesn't matter how good you are in PvE. If you cannot perform in PvP, you don't contribute to anything. So let's say I can kill those mobs pretty easy. I can finish most of the PvE content without any trouble, but it doesn't change anything because all the good stuff is behind PvP. So if you're not strong in a PvP term, players who are stronger than you, obviously because either they paid or they are older in the server, won't let you access to certain areas. Like either they will kill you when you try to kill a boss, or they will prevent you from accessing Cobalt. So these are the major things that you will suffer from by not being competitive. With that note, I will add that PK or player kill is fine because this is what this game is all about. It's about giving people power. If I went now and spent $1,000 on boosting my character, I want to see the power and effect. I want to use it. So I will go and I will start killing people. That's the nature of the game. This is how the game is profitable for the company because two things will happen from PKing. The first is you will go and spend money as well. The company profits. Second, you will quit, which will give the company a reason to merge servers to put the stronger players against more stronger players to make them spend more money. Because the more money you spend in the game, the more invested you're in. And the more invested you're in, you will keep on investing more money to try and maintain your position that you fought so hard with your wallet to hold. Next rule, rule number 6, communication is a key to success. And this rule is very important because without communication, there will be a lot of fuck-ups. You will never know if you're going into Iron Bloodbath alone, or you're gonna face all your alliance members who form the party. So you go 1 versus 5. If you would have only asked in the chat, is there an Iron Bloodbath party? And people will tell you, yeah, we are queued, we are 5, don't go in. You could have waited, they would have started, and then you would have queued alone. Or on the other hand, if you would have communicated with them, they would have added you to the party. Another issue is sharing FOFs. You have people who have FOF on them, but you spam everybody. You spam 10 people to give you Favor of Fate, and it ends up that all 10 give you Favor of Fate, you can use only 1, and another guy that behaves just like you comes in, does the same thing, and there you go. 10 people who could share it to 2 people each just lost all their shares because of 2 people. That's why it ends up with the alliance failing to grow, because the more people have Favor of Fate, the more experience they will get, the stronger your alliance will become, and you fucking it up with going and spamming everyone definitely not helps. So communicate. As I do every day, I log into the game. The second it's past 12 p.m. server time, I go and I check the alliance fortune table and I see who has FOF. And as you can see right now, no, except maybe Censar, nobody. Oh, and Stargazer. And Fearless. How come out of all the people around here who have Ordinary and so many who have Favor of Fate, only 3 can share it? Only 3. It's because people do the same mistake, go and request FOF from multiple people. Multiple people give it to only one person, and that only person burns all the FOF in the alliance. Communication is a key. Communicate with your members. Even tell them, hey, I would not share FOF with you unless you PM me and ask me to, if you can send me a request. Once you do that, I will say, yeah, sure, send me a request. You send it, I share, we're done. And that's how it should be. Rule number 7. The dominant class will always have to pay more. And the best way to show you that is, let's take a look at weapons. Let's go to the highest quality, 8. Yeah. So I'm a diviner, and the diviners in our server are minuscule. Barely any diviners at all. So weapons and everything is cheap because there are not enough people to even buy it. So people just dump it there with the lowest price. So if I would have wanted a rank 9 offhand, I could have just bought all those three for 160 and ta-da, I have one. I don't think they have already. No, not yet. But yeah, that's my point. Now we're gonna look at a swordsman. If it will decide to load it. And let's go back a little. As you can see, very expensive, 150 per piece. Level 8, not too many. Level 6. Nope. Well, I guess offhands is a bad demonstration. Let's try glyphs. We just need to remove the rank. My glyphs, 300 and 500, because people know I need those and they know that I'm the only diviner who tries, and yay. Let's put it up to 500, but if I believe swordsman glyphs, none. Mage glyphs, pretty cheap. Archer glyphs, none. Always bought and always in a very high price. Well, I'm giving here a bad example, but trust me, the swordsmen always pay more. No matter what, they will always have to pay more because there are more swordsmen on my server than diviners. So everything is cheap, really cheap for diviners, and very expensive for swordsmen. And it also depends on the level of the server. But on my server, most of the people have everything quite done at this point, and the rest are either selling for trading between themselves. So everybody is in line, but still, for some reason, if you will go to swordsman items, if people haven't got anything already, then everything is way more expensive. So does the SSR, which is the Sword of the Soul Reaper. This thing, a stack of 1,000 of those can be sold by up to 180 diamonds per one stack of 999. Anything else is being and the tiers for Tears of Spirit for archers, which is also something that is present on the server in high demand because we have archers and swordsmen. The rest, the 10% of the rest of the server, it's diviners and mages. And for that reason, I can buy a stack of like 2,000 for 50 diamonds. So the more dominant class will always have to pay more. Rule number 8, there are no lucky spots. If you have been searching for content of how to get spirits, guaranteed yellow spirit in this spot, lucky spots, what doesn't work, it cannot be proven. None of the people I've seen so far set in a spot and opened enough, I don't know, went to Dragon Lord's Treasure, selected spirits, started rolling insane amount of Dragon Lord tickets, and then moved to a different spot and could show different results. And even then, it's not 100% true. So there are no secret lucky spots. It just does not exist. Let's move on. Rule number 9. Events are not there for you to get free stuff. It's there to bait you to spend after you don't get what you wanted. What I mean by that is that we have, as an example, the recent event, the Chinese Valentine boxes. You see that I have Jade Hate pieces. I can get 3 and a bunch of other stuff that I think the only one that I appreciate here is the Glyph pack. But you have those Jade pieces. Now let's say that at the end of the event we will open all those boxes and we didn't get enough, just enough. We are short by 20 pieces. You know what we will do? We will go to the Grand Store, go to the phase, I think. No, not the phase, something with the limited offer. And somewhere here, I promise you, there is a way to purchase those boxes. I just need to find it. I remember seeing it somewhere. Anyway, trust me, believe me, it's in the store. You can actually go and buy the boxes. Now, it's pretty sad, but it exists. Should have prepared before for this video, but as you know me, I do everything with one take, so doesn't look reliable, but believe me, it's there. Oh, there you go. Weekly limited, on sale. It's not on sale. It was never, ever, ever being sold for 96. Since the moment the event started, it costs 48. It's just a trick to tell you, hey, look, it's on sale. It's cheaper now. Who knows? Maybe it will be higher later. No, it's just the price. They're dumping it for you to try and spend money to get what you didn't get the last time. Okay, so it's about 50 cents per box, but trust me, I've opened 200 boxes. I opened 101 separately. There is a video in my channel about it. I opened 101 boxes one by one, not in a bulk, just one by one. And I got one Glyph bag, one Archangel Scroll piece, an Oracrox, and those are the 3 major items out of everything that I got. I didn't get an Archangel Scroll, only the piece. I got only one Glyph bag and the Horcrux, which skin, which is awesome. I got the main item. It's like getting the 3 pieces. So it's baiting you. It's like, hey, here is a chance, enjoy. And no, you won't be winning that easy. You get lucky, it's good, but the percentage is so low that if you feel like, oh, I just need this little and I'll get there, you will go to the store and you will spend money. This is why I believe I have 6 pieces of the carpet skin, 3 pieces because I traded them from my mage who's farming, and I just bought the very little boxes I collected, one of them dropped this, but that's how it is. So whenever you see those events, don't make hopes. Don't believe that, oh, I'm going to get it. Don't, because if you won't, you will be disappointed. If you will be disappointed, you might be tempted to go and spend money if you're trying to avoid it. It's not for you to earn something, it's for you to taste the possibility of getting it. So enjoy what you get, but don't be tempted to spend money if you don't want to. All right, if you're a casual spender, no problem. Do whatever you want with your money, but just know what's the reason for not getting the stuff you hope for. Let's move on. Rule number 10, if there is something free, it will be limited. And this is true, because back to the event that is going right now, I hope this video will be valid in 2 months, but let's go back to the charm, Super Charmer. So how do we get these roses? I showed you how to buy them, but a week ago it was on exchange. Now it's still on exchange, but a week ago you could have exchanged 80 pieces. 80 pieces. You could exchange 80 times. That means, I think, 16,000 roses on your own. So if you have a dummy, a Smurf, you collect and give it to him. Give to him all the spirits this time, new version spirits. Give it to him. Exchange 80 stacks of 20 into roses and gift all your roses to your character during the event. And ta-da! You have, I believe, 3,200 on your own just by working with two characters. Create another Smurf or two more Smurfs. You have one main, three Smurfs, and you can double the amount and keep on adding. It's not ending because this is a 2-week event. It's very long. But they changed it. First, because it created the phenomenon of a lot of characters, new characters being born, controlled by only one player. And second, they don't want you to feel like they want to give you the feel like, hey, I can win. I maybe can make it with only 800 charm points, and then you see somebody going and, hey, you want extra? No problem. Let's get back to exchange. I haven't showed you that, but whoever is checking this window every time knows. There is a tiny thing that if you buy, you will get extra roses. Oh, okay. Sorry, you don't. They removed it. But what they did allow in the previous event is, if you can see this new version book, you could exchange. You could buy this one. It's one for $1. And instead of 250, you pay 200 and you get 200 roses. So it was amazing. It was the best. But now it's removed. Probably because of the event, I assume. I cannot imagine any other reason. So yeah, they limited the amount of the free stuff you can get to a point where it's pointless. I mean, it's pointless. It's completely pointless competing to get the mount. So remember, if there is anything free, it's limited. And the best, another good example is the pink diamonds. As you can see, I can purchase a limited amount. The diamond store, on the other hand, does not limit me on how many I can buy of each, because they don't want to limit the amount of money you can spend, but they do want to limit the amount of free money you can spend, so you will turn to the real money. So anything free will always be limited. And rule number 11, you can always buy your okay, I wrote it down and I have no clue what I wrote. No clue? Let's skip rule 11. Jesus, my writing is horrible. Rule number 12, the game designed for fishing whales. The whales are the people who can allow themselves to spend money in huge, insane amounts, and I mean a lot of amounts. The whole game is eventually designed for these people. It's not for you and me who don't spend money. It's just for those who can, with a sweep of their thumb on the screen, throw $1,000 right away. Just like that, boom. Now remember, the longer you participate in the game, the harder it is to get more power. Because if I started with my spirits and I needed only 1,600 to upgrade, at a certain point it's 26,000 to upgrade. So now I don't upgrade my spirit once a day or twice or 10 times a day. I upgrade it only once every 2 days. So if I'll go buy now a pack or a couple of packs or 10 packs of 100,000 crystals or 150,000 crystals 10 times, so 1.5 million crystals, and I level up all of my spirits, and then I break my credit card, throw it to the garbage, and won't touch it again, the next time upgrade my spirit by playing casually without spending money is maybe next year or in a couple of months, because it will take so freaking long to level it up. Okay, it will take forever. Now, take the spirit system and add to that with the same strategy of just spending a lot of money to upgrade it for the rest of the systems in the game. And what you get, that if you don't pay, you don't grow anymore. That's it. You stop getting higher BP. So if you needed 1.5 million and it costed you like, let's say, $200, now you need 3 million. So now you need to spend $400. And it always and always and always grows. So this is why the game designed for fishing whales. And if you play slow, you will enjoy the game, you will stay here longer, you will see growth, and it will be nice. You can always spend money to grow stronger, your choice. Is just that the game is meant for people to feel strong because they can allow it. And those of us who don't want to spend money will either stay at the back, let those guys lead us, tell us what to do, because they basically dictate if we get to have their support or not. And that's it, basically. Nothing else there. Rule number 13. If you don't participate in money spending, don't complain. And this one is important because it happened to me once, and I've been sitting in the chat and somebody cried for one of our members being a spender, somebody who spends money on the game, and because he doesn't need a certain material, and the party that was complaining about it, that he doesn't need this sort of material, but they do, so they don't want to do certain things. They want to stay behind in Lost City and farm, while the rest of us want to push and get to the 4th floor before the enemy alliance and kill all the bosses. So at a certain point, the guy who was spending money felt like, oh, so it's because I'm paying and spending my money on the game you are being mad at me? And it's not what he meant. But the fact that you don't spend money on the game and someone else does, don't complain about it. Don't call, oh, money spenders and oh, cheaters and picker. No. This is the point of the game. It's how it's built. It's serving those who paid money. And if you don't, either shut up, don't complain, enjoy what you can have, say thank you to those guys above you who do spend money and allow you access to win events like Roland's War, Roland's Castle, not a big difference, Alliance War, Abyss Domination, and even climbing high in the Babel Tower. Because without them, you would be in a non-competitive alliance. So appreciate it and don't complain. Rule number 14. No one cares about your personal life, only your strength. You can cry in chat, oh, I'm poor, oh, I don't have time, oh, I have a lot of work, I can't play a lot. No one cares. If you are sitting in the top 10 here, this list of top 10 people in the server, that's all that matters. If you're here, you can change the flow of the game in the server. You affect what happens in your alliance. If you are not among those people, no one cares. No complaints, nothing. No one cares about your personal life. Don't sit there and lecture people about how you do this, or that. In this game, power is all that matters in the end. It doesn't mean that if you don't have enough power, you don't matter. You can be a great friend. You can go farm and supply your alliance with materials because no one else sells them. Because the the enemy alliance or the whole server has an embargo not selling to your alliance anything. So now you sitting at the top, and all that's important for you is maintaining the top spot. But you cannot maintain the top spot without assistance from the small guys, and you need them. So if you're the small guy, you can always contribute to your alliance by farming, by participating, being fodder, yeah, being a meat wall, but it helps. This is how we won today's Roland's War. We were occupying the center or the tower as long as we could. So Max and who else was there? Sam and Baroness could capture it for us. So that's how it worked, and that's what helped us. And just remember, no one cares about your personal life. It doesn't change anything. What matters in this game is power. All right, guys, not too many left. I think I have two more. Rule number 15. Respect is earned by merit. And that means that don't expect people to respect you because you have a lot of power. All right? You will earn no respect by being a little kid, someone offensive, treating people like garbage, or saying anything to belittle them. You earn respect by merit. I can tell or say that I feel very respected in my alliance because I did a lot at the beginning of the server to make this alliance be what it is. Empty or clean of bullies, having set of rules that keeping it in order, and building good relationship between everyone. And I did my best, the best I could. So even though it's my alt account that turned into my main account, so I basically kind of started 2 months later after everybody supports me and everybody helps me out because they know me as a person. They know I don't spend money, but I did something there, like giving stuff for free, helping people get, keeping my word if I say something, and so on. So you earn respect from people by merit. Remember that. And the final rule. Someone will always ruin the FOF sharing. And that brings us back to the first rule that I was talking about. Or sorry, not the first, the one that says communication is a key. Yes, someone will always ruin it. So as much as we can't avoid it, try. That's it for today. Thanks you guys for watching. This was more of a funny video and just a talk than a guide or anything that I usually do. Please like, share, and subscribe. Remember, the biggest building in Rome is the Rome Jungle Field. Makes sense, right? See you guys next time. Bye for now.